Welcome to our guide about making a business plan. This video has some great tips about devising and implementing a business plan. But we strongly recommend sharing what you create today with an independent accountant or a business advisor. Right, let's get started. A business plan is just like a GPS. It gets your business going in the right direction and hopefully the best direction from the start. It involves answering some key questions about your business, your objectives, where do you want your business to go, your tactics, how are you going to get there, and your budget, what will it actually cost. There's no one way to write a business plan. The secret is to keep it short and simple. Writing a business plan is easier than most people think. And to make it even easier, you can use our business planning template to guide you through the process. The key points in this video around business planning will help you create a simple but effective business plan. You might be wondering, do you really need a business plan? Well, yes, you do, because it can be the difference between success and failure. Research published in the Harvard Business Review shows startup businesses with a written business plan were 16% more likely to succeed than those without one. Having a business plan gives you direction, challenges you to think through your ideas, helps you prioritize resources, and build your credibility. Our business planning template makes it easier to write your business plan. It breaks it down into sections with tips and examples at each stage. You can enter information as you go and save your plan to print out and update later. We'll go over the key information you should include in your business plan, using the structure in our template as a guide. On the first page of the template, you'll capture all the essential details about your company, from the company structure through to the social media sites you have active. The bottom half of the first page has your executive summary. Think of this as your elevator pitch. Imagine you're in an elevator with an investor, and you only have until the elevator gets to their floor to convince them to back you financially. You need to get straight to the point and describe your business or business idea in no more than 3 or 4 short sentences. It's usually a good idea to write the elevator pitch last, once you've done a lot of the work, even though it's probably the most important part of your business plan. All the other sections will contribute to what you say here, so we will come back to this one at the end. Describing your business clearly and succinctly to others is the first step to success. Section 2 of the plan is about where you want the business to go. What do you want to achieve with your business? The important thing is to start writing down some of your dreams and aspirations. This can sound daunting, but a great place to start is by thinking about what your motivation is to be in business. Is it for financial security? In which case your objectives might be around increased profitability. Or you want to pass on a legacy to your family, so maybe it's about building a robust business model that lasts. Perhaps you want independence. Your objectives should be around digitizing some of the business operational activities, things like payroll or accounting, so you can spend more time doing the work than admin for the business. Take a blank piece of paper. At the top, write your key reason or motivation for being in business. Then underneath, try and write your key objectives. These can be more than one, but shouldn't be more than 3. Most of all, try and keep it simple. Your objectives might be around profit or growth, but they could be social or purpose driven. For example, my goal is to make my textiles business carbon neutral and waste free, or perhaps to create employment in my local area. If you don't know your objectives, spend more time figuring them out and come back to the video when you have them. If you already have your objectives, think about the short and long-term goals to help achieve them. For example, if you started your business for financial security, maybe your objective is to build a business that provides for my family and continues to do so after I stop working in it. What can you do in the long term, say in the next 1 to 5 years, to move towards this objective? Maybe it's hiring staff or to involve partners and investments to create a more autonomous business. Or maybe it's around buying commercial premises or equipment that will provide an increase in your equity and commercial gains outside of your sales revenue. Then the last level is the short-term goals. What are the steps over the next 6 months to a year that will help you move towards these longer-term goals? These could be around maximising and increasing profits. My objective is to increase profits by 5%. I'll do this through increasing marketing spend and reducing costs by 2% by utilising digital tools to streamline my processes. The most important thing is that your objectives should be realistic. Otherwise, you'll lose motivation. They should also be smart. Specific, if the goal is too general, you will lose focus. Measurable, so you can tell whether you're on track or need to make changes. Achievable, large goals can seem daunting, so break them down to smaller steps. Relevant, your objectives should directly contribute to your overall business goals. Lastly, time-framed, have a deadline, provides urgency and focus. Examples of SMART goals might include financial objectives, to achieve turnover of X and profits of Y by the end of the financial year. Strategic objectives, to gain 2 corporate customers by the end of the year. Operational objectives, to increase productivity by 20% by the end of the 2nd year. Sales objectives, to increase e-commerce sales by 10% by June the 1st next year. Once you have your long-term and short-term goals, write them down. Then start thinking about what actions are required to achieve those goals. You can put the headline on the template, but it might need more detail. Write what you would need to do to fulfill your objectives on another document. A spreadsheet or Word doc is fine, and make sure you save it. Provide your deadline for each goal and note who is responsible for it. If you're still trying to fill out any of these boxes, it would be worth talking to a business mentor or a financial advisor to help you nail it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you need a clear idea of where you want to go for your business to succeed. The second field focuses on where you are right now. We have covered where you are heading, but what's your starting point? You can use this section to explain the background of your business, if it's family run, brought from someone else, or franchise, or brand new. Then explain what stage of business you're in, starting out or winding down. Explain the sector and where your business fits within that sector. What it is that you offer. Feel free to add in numbers and financials where appropriate. For this section, we're just looking at how your business operates. Start with products and services. Describe exactly what you're offering and their key features. Work your way through all of these boxes. Here's a couple of top tips. When you look at pricing, we have tools on BizHub to help, from how to figure out your break-even point so you know what to charge before making a profit, to articles on how to justify your pricing to customers. It's also super helpful to see how you can compare to your competitors' offerings, particularly from a product and price point of view. The future growth topic is quite a big one, but you've already done the hard yards and goals and objectives setting in section 2. Payment terms is also worth thinking about in more detail. If you're starting a business, there might be some trial and error, but consider your payment terms and how payments will be made. The systems and processes that might be used are important here. How much might this cost? If you are already in business, a cash flow forecast identifies gaps in your cash flow. Changing your payment terms with suppliers and customers can help alleviate this issue. Also, if you have any automated business tools, note them here. If you don't, consider using them. They can save you valuable time and often prevent mistakes. Lastly, on this section, the final box asks about legal and regulatory considerations. If you are still determining what these might be, seek out industry bodies who offer support. Discuss with people in a similar field, or even approach a lawyer specialising in your industry. The next section takes some things you've identified on operational page, but looks at them strategically. A SWOT analysis outlines your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This helps you compare your business against competitors, build on your strengths and opportunities, and mitigate your weaknesses and threats. You can also use your SWOT analysis to help explain your choice of strategic direction. When doing your SWOT analysis, think about internal factors like staffing and external factors like market or demographic trends. And above all, be honest. Starting with strengths, note down everything you do well. Think about what you offer that no one else does, or what you can offer better. This can be things you do well internally. Great staff culture could be one thing, and externally, like offering a wider delivery service than your competitors. Next, identify weaknesses. What's in your day-to-day businesses that's challenging or areas for improvement? What are your weaknesses from a customer point of view? What can your competitors achieve that you can't but would like to? Now, opportunities. Let's dream big here. What could you do in your business to make it sing, earn more, to reach more people? It could be about automating systems with digital business tools like Xero or MYOB, or maybe looking to add new product or move into new market to increase sales. This opportunity section is almost the antidote to your weakness categories. Try and identify potential opportunities that might eliminate weaknesses. Lastly, threats. What are the obstacles that might hinder your progress? Maybe there's legislative change on the horizon or potential environmental issues. Things like disruptions to supply chains would go in here too. Completing the SWOT analysis for your overall business plan is super helpful. You can always come back and add things or take them away as you try them out or think of them. But the goal is always to work towards the opportunities and mitigate or eliminate the impact of the threats. You can use this technique to evaluate smaller parts of your business, a new supplier deal, a social media campaign, or a new product or service launch. SWOT can be a simple yet effective way to bring clarity to your future. Lastly, in the free text box, you need to outline how you will achieve your plan. What are the actionable steps to maximize strengths and opportunities and minimize weaknesses and threats? On the next page, you'll identify how you might manage risks, highlighted in the weaknesses and threats. Be specific about the plan to manage it. You can get help assessing risks and mitigating plans from business mentors or even insurance business specialists. This is also a really good time to think about your competitive advantage. Why should your customers buy from you rather than competitors? For example, are you competing on price, service, after-sales support, unique knowledge and expertise, or a different brand proposition? If you don't know, your customers won't know either. Now we are moving into the marketing section of the plan. It's okay if you don't do any marketing. This is a great first step to start figuring these things out. The biggest question to ask is, who do you want to sell your products or services to? This is your target customer. Don't include every person that you might sell to. It's more like the sweet spot, the bullseye, or the majority of people who are into what you're selling. Starting with the value proposition, what are you offering and why should customers buy from you? Do you have the best donuts in town? Have the cheapest haircuts or offer end-to-end, no-fuss renovation solutions? Again, use your SWOT to build on this. Moving on to the customer themselves, here's a few questions for you to kickstart your thinking about a target customer. How old are they? Where do they live? What are their interests? Understanding your customer will help you shape your products and marketing in a way that will reach and appeal to them. Move through the rest of the questions on this page. How will you let people know about you and what you offer? For example, through advertising, direct marketing, social media, PR campaigns, or all of the above. How can they buy from you? Online, through distributors, or through your retail outlets? Set some sales targets and plan your strategy to achieve them. Will you concentrate on selling to new customers or selling more to existing customers? Will you need to train your staff in new sales methods? Set a budget for achieving your sales plan and be clear about how you will measure success. To find out more on this topic, search Marketing Plan in BizHub. This section will vary greatly depending on what kind of business you run. Work your way through the questions. You can return to this if required. Do the same for intellectual property and insurance. Go through and list what you actually have. This is one of the things people can find tricky about writing a plan and actually about running a business. Often, you are an expert in your field, but not in finances. Luckily, there are many tools to help you, and usually the most challenging thing is starting. The boxes in this section outlines what you should write and asks you specific questions about funding. The following section asks about the different lending, overdraft, and credit cards you have in place. It can help you identify if you have enough to cover cash flow gaps or planned expenses. If you are just starting a business, the current financial position will be difficult. But if you have been in business for a while, start to note here the sales and profit figures and if it's increasing or decreasing. Your financial forecasts are one of the most important parts of your business plan. They show how much money you need to cover your operating expenses and make a profit. They're also critical if you're approaching investors. Your business plan should contain some forecasts, including a cash flow forecast. Use our cash flow forecast calculator, our guide on how to forecast cash flow accurately. A balance sheet forecast. Our guide on understanding your balance sheet can help. If you're a startup, calculate how much your business will need to get going. by operating a schedule of assets and equipment required. Your accountant or an ANZ business specialist can help you review your financial assumptions and ensure they're realistic. The next section deals with the people in your company. It might only be you, but you might have staff, founders, and management. Represent this on the page however makes sense to you. It could be a list of people involved or an organisational chart. Next, identify key staff, advisors, and mentors. This is a great opportunity to see who can help with your business. You can look for support in many different places, starting with those close to you. Lawyers, accountants, and business specialists can help, but also industry bodies and organisations can be really helpful at building a support crew. Having great people is key to the success of any business. How will you attract, retain, reward, and train the right staff while ensuring you get the best from them? Now this is where we bring it all together, looking at the information you have compiled on this document. Start drawing together the major themes of how your business is developed and where you hope to take it. Explain what you do succinctly. This is your elevator pitch to explain what you do, why it's unique, and where you're going. We can break the summary into pieces to make it a little bit easier. First, start with your objectives. Create a summary of your big objectives, something of a mission statement. For example, it might be something like dream renovations make the impossible possible by covering every element of the renovation from start to finish. We take the stress away and leave the customer with a dream come true. Next, move on to the company background and who you are as a business. Tim and Ella Hammer are owner-operators who have put their heart into the business. Tim is a master builder and Ella an interior designer who also runs operations. Explain in a sentence the service you offer and what is unique about it. End-to-end renovations execute flawlessly through a team of talented professionals led by Ella's vision and Tim's building knowledge with 50 years experience in the industry between them. Add in your value proposition written in the marketing section 5. Then look at the market, any competitive advantages you have from your SWOT analysis. Lastly, add in your financial forecast. We estimate that Dream Renovations will generate $1.5 million in revenue in the first financial year, with a growth rate of 5% the year after. The owners will each take a salary of $90,000 per year. Once you've written your plan, what next? It's important to understand that no market stays the same. Your business will face different challenges and opportunities over time. That's why you must regularly review and update your business plan and treat it like a living document. Put aside some time in your diary for this, otherwise it will get lost amongst all the other things that you have to do. It's also useful to take a photo of your SMART goals and objectives using your mobile phone. This way you can have a snapshot and easily track your progress toward your goals and adjust your tactics where necessary. Head over to BizHub to find out more information on business planning.